Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Gum Gurubhyo Namaha. Om Sam Sarasvati Namaha. Om Bhadram Karnebhi Shrunuyama Devaha. Bhadram Pashyemakshabhiryajatraha. Stirairangaihi Stuštuvagum Sastanubhihi. Vyashema Devahitayadayuhu. Swastina Indro Vruddhashravaha. Swastinah Pusha Vishwavedaha. Swastinah Starkshyo Arishtanemihi. Swastino Brihaspatirdadhatu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om. As the part of this Devi Upasana camp, this time we are studying one text known as Devi Atharva Shirsha. In our Indian tradition, we believe that the most important thing in our life is knowledge. Jnano hi tesham mahato visheshaha. All beings in this universe, for them, everything is same. What do you mean by that? See, ahara, nidra, bhaya, maithunam cha, samanyamedat pashubhir narana. Take any being, whether it's human beings, animals, birds, any being. They also want food, they also want to sleep, they have different kinds of fears, so that they need a house to protect themselves. They all have the sexual, their instincts are there. So if you take human beings and other beings, what is the difference? Says, there is one difference. What is the difference? Jnano hi tesham mahato visheshaha. Human beings are different from other beings because there is jnanam, knowledge in human beings. How can you tell that? Other beings also, they also have knowledge. See, there are birds. Birds can make their nests. Are they going to some kind of engineering college to learn how to make a nest? No. No, that knowledge is there in them. The nature itself teaches them. Even their father and mother, they never teaches them how to make a nest. They know it is there in them. Naturally, those capacities, capabilities are there. And there are some birds which make such beautiful nests. But the thing is, if you take the nest of a crow 10,000 years back and today, it is same. They do not make a double-storied nest or anything. Whatever is there, that is continuing. They are not progressing because whatever knowledge they have is from the nature. So they cannot improve it because it is there. Whatever is given by the nature, it is there. That's all. But ours is not like that. 10,000 years back, how we used to live, and now how we are living, very different. Why? Jnanaha. There is something in us, which can be expanded. Knowledge is there in every being, but ours, we can think, we can expand ourselves. So, Shastra says that there are two kinds of knowledge. One is the knowledge about the world. This world is there. We see, we experience the world, and there is a knowledge. We should have that kind of a knowledge about the world, physics, chemistry, biology, all those kinds of knowledge are very essential. Why? So that we can control the external world. We can modify the external world in such a way that we can live a comfortable life. See, we are sitting in this place, we are using a fan, light is there. These are all not just come. This is not naturally gifted to us. No, with our somebody, not us, but somebody who are intelligent people, they thought, they found a way to use all these nature's gifts and modify them so that we can live a comfortable life. So there is no doubt that we need the knowledge of the external world. Some people think that, India was all. No. We were pioneers in many of the branches of science. The basics, the, foundation of the knowledge, even of the physics and chemistry and biology and then metallurgy and all that, is there in India also. We appreciated it. But we understood that only that knowledge is not sufficient. We see nowadays, I don't think there was a time in the history of human life that such an advancement in the field of knowledge. See, we are all living, when we compare to people who were living in the last century or maybe 200, 300 years back, we are all living in such a advanced society. We are living such a comfortable life when we compare to the previous generations. But the problem is, are we really happy? We have everything, but are we happy? That's a question. So unfortunately, when you read the newspapers, we find that we don't think so. Although everything is there, people are not that happy. Why? See, let us think about ourselves. We have everything, but are we really happy, satisfied? If not, why? So our Upanishad, our Shastra, our Veda says that, yes, you need to know about the world, you have to, develop the external, the branches of science which help us to control this universe. Yes, we need all those branches, but they are not enough. We have to know about ourselves also. Now, we are the one who are, experiencing this. So, who is the experiencer? World is the field of experience. So, if the world is the field of experience, who is the one who is experiencing it? So sometimes when we go for our lunch, they serve us some dish. Now all of us are enjoying, all of us are eating it. But some people are very happy. Some people are not at all happy. Some people are angry. Hey, what you got is the same, but the experience is not the same. That means what? There is somebody who is subtler than the experienced world. We may not be able to change the experienced world, but we can understand and change the experiencer. So that's why Dve Vidye Veditavye. We should have two types of knowledge. Of course, we need the external science, and then we should know the internal science also, known as the Paracha Aparacha iti. So one is about the world, one is about the experience. Now, about the experiencer, when we look at the experiencer, when we try to understand what is that which he want to experience. All of us, what is that we want to experience in this world? Or what is that we want to achieve in this world? Now, experience this world is very old word. Now, everybody want to achieve. In the, like if you see everywhere, he is the achiever of the month. What is this achiever? What is that which we want to achieve? Says there are 4 things to be achieved. What we call as Purusharthaha. Dharma, Artha, Kama and Moksha. These are the 4, if you analyze all those things of experiences, what we want to achieve in our life, if we analyze them, we can put them into 4 categories. One is the order of life. Second is, we need material things. We need material things. We need a house, we need this, we need that. We need things to live. But more than the things, we need company. We need emotional fulfillment. When we say kama doesn't mean lust. Kama means emotional fulfillment. So for all of us, other than a realized master, all of us, whether we are brahmacharis, whether we are grihasthas or vanaprasthis or even sannyasins, they all need emotional, fulfillment. So kama doesn't mean lust. Kama means emotional fulfillment. We need that. We want somebody who understands us. We want somebody there, who can, help us out, whom our emotions are fulfilled. We need that. That is known as kama. But then, deep inside we know that all this is okay, but there is something more. Even a person who is living a very comfortable life, he has things, there are people in his life, who actually gives him lots of joy. But as we progress in our life, we understand that there is something more. What is that? That is what India, in Bharatavarsha, our rishis try to, put through the word moksha. What is moksha? If you ask moksha to people, we'll get very funny ideas. No, moksha means what? Oh, sometimes we talk about moksha. But what is moksha? Moksha is nothing but independence. What is moksha? Each one of us actually want to be free. I want to be free. Okay. How you want to be free? We think that, oh see, I am morning to evening, I am working in this kitchen. I want to be free. Okay, you don't work in the kitchen. Can you sit 2 days without working in the kitchen? No. Then you will find out something else. And you say, oh my God, that was better. See, we think that this will make us free, that will make us free. But when we analyze, we understand that we are, jumping from the pan to the ocean. That's all. We are not actually, finding happiness because we think that, oh, after going to ashram, I will be very happy. Come here, 1 or 2 days, very good. Afterwards, we start to feel that food was not that good. And so hot here. Or the room, the bed is not that soft as in my home, you see. See, we find out because although we want to be free, we do not know how to be free. So, moksha is nothing. Sometimes people have funny idea. Moksha means death. Many people think that moksha means death. So, if you ask people, do you want moksha? They say, no, I don't want to be mukta. Because they think that whether you want to die or nothing. Moksha means total freedom. Muktihi hitva anyadha rupam swarupena vyavasthiti. That is mukti. What is moksha? Hitva anyadha rupam. Giving up what we are not. No, giving up what we are not and be established in our true nature. That is moksha. मुक्ति ही हित्वा अन्यथा रूपम, जो हम नहीं है उसको छोड़कर जो हम है उसमें अधिष्ठान होने ही, that is moksha. मुक्ति ही हित्वा अन्यथा रूपम स्वरूपेण व्यवस्थित. So now all of us want these four purusharthas. To fulfill these purusharthas, shastras are there. Scriptures are there to help out to fulfill our purusharthas and make us free. So, of course, artha, kama, there are shastra, artha shastras are there, kama shastras are there, they are all there. But two things, dharma and moksha, that has to be taught us only by the Supreme Self alone, because with our knowledge, with our understanding, with the experiences of this world, it is difficult to understand what is dharma and what is moksha. So that's why we believe that Paramatma himself revealed this knowledge of dharma and moksha to us through Vedas. So we hear about the word Veda. What is the meaning? What is Veda? Veda means, Veda, we say that, what are the Vedas? We know. What is Veda? Veda means, we think some books. No. What is Veda? Vedayati iti Veda. That's the definition. What is the meaning of Veda? Vedayati iti Veda. That which help us to understand, that which makes us, know what? Dharma and Brahma. Dharma Brahmani Veda eva pramanam. Okay, so Vedas are those scriptures which help us to understand the truth, that side of the truth which cannot be known through our indriyas. Alaukika vastu. Now, we have not seen Surga. But how we know that there is Surga? Because Veda says so. Veda says that if you do this, then you can go to Surga. And what about dharma? What we should do, what we should not do to have a beautiful life? Satyam vada, dharmam chara, swadhyayan ma pramadaha. No? So Veda tells us, please speak truth, live a modest life, live in such a way that you are in harmony with the entire universe. Who is telling this? Veda is telling us. The physical science, the Shastra will tell you loot, cut trees, make everything, whatever you want to, do this, the physical science, they are talking about how can we loot and enjoy. Take anything and then enjoy. That's what the external sciences speak to us. But Veda says never do that. Never harm. There should be ritam. There should be a understanding. This world is not only for us. This is something created by there are many things beyond our understanding. So these are all given by the Veda. So what is the subject of Veda? Of course, artha also, kama also, because going to Surga is also a kama. So alaukika vastuni Veda eva pramanam. In alaukika knowledge, which cannot be known through the indriya, Veda alone is the pramana. So in dharma, brahma, all these branches, we come to know only through Veda. So there are 4 Vedas. We all know that. Which are they? Rigveda, Yajurveda, Samaveda and Atharva Veda. So people think that, Rig and Yaju and Sama are okay. Atharva is not that important. That's why many people think. But Atharva Veda is also a Veda. It's all a revealed scripture. What do you mean by Veda? Revealed scripture means that which is given to us, not something which we found. These are the gifts of God. The branch of science which is gifted to us by Bhagavan, that is known as Vedaha. Vedayati iti Vedaha. That which help us to know. That is known as Veda. 4 Vedas are there. So Rik and Yajus and Sama. Then comes the 4th one known as the Atharva Veda. What is the meaning of Atharva? We have the 4th Veda, no? So what do you mean by Rik? Okay, before going to Atharva, what do you mean by Rig Veda? Anyone? What is the meaning of Rig Veda? Rig nama chando baddhaha mantraha richaha. The meaning of Rig is those mantras which are composed in meters. In English we call meter. In our language we call chandas, vritta. So those mantras which are revealed with proper meters. That means the mantras which are revealed as poetry is known as Rik. What is Yajus means? Yajus means those mantras which are written not in poetry, means as prose. I'm sure you know prose and poetry. So the simple meaning of Rik is poetry, means the mantras which are written as poetry, means with chandas. And what is Yajus? Those mantras which are written as prose. There is no that kind of poetic meters in the 2nd Veda. And what is Sama? Sa-ama. Sa-ama together with Sama. What do you mean by Sama? Means those mean that Rigvedic mantras, when you chant, that is Rik. When the same mantras, when you sing, it will become Sama. That's all. This Rigvediya mantras, there are only a few mantras which are of its own. 95% of Samaveda's mantras are from Rigveda. But the difference is the way they are chanted. In Rigveda it is chanted in one way, in Samaveda it is chanted as a song. Sama, those are sang. Those all those mantras which are there in Rig. Now comes Atharva. So what is Atharva? You see, Rig, Yaju, Sama, all 3 are, the word itself is related to Vaidika mantra. The way the mantras are revealed as poetry, as prose, as song. But Atharva means, what is the meaning of Atharva? Atharva, one meaning is that Veda which was given to Atharva Rishi. There was a great Rishi known as Atharva, and that branch of Veda which were given to Atharva Rishi is known as Atharva Veda. That's one. Or the real meaning of Atharva is Na Tharvati iti Atharva. In Sanskrit, if you add Na to many of the words, then that Na will change into A. For example, Na Brahmanaha Abrahmanaha. No, Na Brahmanaha Abrahmanaha. Na Diva, Adiva. Like that. So that is known as Samasa. It's a compound. So like that, Na Tharvati iti Atharvaha. What do you mean by Tharvati? Tharvati is to shake. to get agitated, to get frightened. So what is the meaning of Atharva? Atharva means that Veda which will help us not to get frightened from the world. The world is there, the world is world. But this Veda help us to gain that kind of a position because of which nothing can touch us. No enemies can destroy us. No diseases can defeat us. So all those kind of knowledge which are very much related to our individual life, they are collected in Atharva Veda. So Atharva is more of a practical Veda, practical in the sense of this world, than going to Surga. The other Vedas, their main purpose is to gain Surga. But in Atharva Veda, it's talking about, if we have diseases, how can we cure diseases? If we have enemies, how can we defeat them? How a strong nation can be built, how the emperor should live. See? So many things are there which are very much related to our day-to-day existence. That which gives us strength, that which gives us clarity, that which, develops our life. That mantra, that knowledge which is, accumulated or collected are known as Atharva Veda. Now, in any Veda, there will be 4 sections. First one is known as Samhita, Mantra Bhaga. Second is known as Brahmanam. Third is known as Aranyakam. Fourth is known as Upanishad. The first part is reveal mantras. Second, Brahmana helps us to use these mantras. How these mantras can be used, whether to go to Surga or whether to achieve something in this world. And third is known as Upasana. How we can do different kinds of Upasanas. Aranyaka is talking about contemplations, Upasanas. The fourth is about knowledge. It's known as the Upanishad. Okay, what is the meaning of Upanishad? If we go to our teacher, Upa. Ni, if we stay with the teacher for a long time, with, humility, with all the divine qualities, from the Guru we receive something. See, those things can be, read from the internet, but it will not, you can get informations. But that knowledge which will change us by sitting near our Guru, listening to the Guru, practicing them as the Guru, advises, and then what happens? All our wrong understandings are shaken. We are fallen into different kinds of fallacies, and all those wrong informations are shaken, and we understand what is the truth, and we are able to achieve or experience that truth. So that science which shakes all kinds of, destroys all kinds of wrong information and takes us to the truth and help us to experience the truth. Such knowledge is known as Upanishad. That is the fourth part. So in Atharva Veda also there is Samhita, Brahmana, Aranyaka and Upanishad. There are it's not there in the, in our Indian tradition it is not there, only by foreigners. They coiled 2 words. Who studied Indian Upanishads, etc. They coiled 2 words, minor Upanishads and major Upanishads. In our tradition, such words are not there. But they say that, they said that there are minor and major Upanishads. What are the major Upanishads? They say Dashopanishad. There is one Upanishad known as, Muktiko Upanishad. The Muktiko Upanishad gives us names of 108 Upanishads. There it says that Mandukyam mumukshunam vimuktaye. So if you are really fit, to know the knowledge, you have to learn only one Upanishad. Its name is Mandukya. Only 12 mantras are there. You learn it. If you are really adhikari, that's that. Your job is done. But if you are not able to realize it, then the Upanishads. Learn 10 Upanishads. So these 10 Upanishads are known as major Upanishads. Our Upanishad is not telling these are major and others minor. But suppose we are not able to realize the truth even after studying 10 Upanishads, then there are 98 Upanishads book. Learn that. By the study and contemplation of these 108 Upanishads, we will be able to understand the truth and will be able to experience the truth. Okay. So, among the major Upanishads, there are 3 Upanishads from Atharva. Among the 10 Upanishads, 3 Upanishads are from Atharva. Prashnopanishad, Mundagopanishad and Mandukya Upanishad. All these 3 major Upanishads. Among 10, 3 means how many percent? More than 40. Percent is from Atharva Veda. Now, so important is Atharva, and there are, if you take the minor Upanishad, many Upanishads are from Atharva. Among them, 5 Upanishads are very, very well known among the minor Upanishad. Okay? There are 5 Upanishads which are taken from the Atharva Veda. They are very, very well known Upanishads. They are known as Atharva Shirsha Upanishads. Together, they are known as Atharva Shirsha Upanishad. Shirsha means Upanishad, okay? The top. Atharva Shirsha means the top, means the greatest knowledge of Atharva. Okay, so there are 5 Upanishads named as Atharva Shirsha Upanishad. Why Atharva Shirsha Upanishad? Because they are very highest form of knowledge coming from Atharva. Why 5? Because in our Indian tradition, we are supposed to worship 5 devatas every day. In the traditional thinking of Bharatavarsha, all of us are supposed to worship 5 devatas every day. Who are they? They are Ganesha, Surya, Shiva, Vishnu and Devi. These are known as Panchayatanam. This is a Panchadevataha Nityena Upasidavyaha. All of us should worship 5 forms of the Lord. These 5 are not different devatas. Only one Ishvara expresses in this world in 5 forms. Who are they? Ganesha, Surya, Shiva, Vishnu and Shakti or Devi. So because there are 5 devatas to be worshipped, Atharva Veda is giving 5 Atharvashirshas. So there is Ganesha Atharvashirsham, there is Shiva Atharvashirsham, there is Vishnu Atharvashirsham, there is Surya Atharvashirsham, there is Devi Atharvashirsham. Acha? Yes. No, I have heard about Ganesha Atharvashirsha, but we have not heard about all this. That is not our problem. Just because we have not heard, it doesn't matter, it doesn't mean that they are not there, they are there. But most of the time, they do not use this word Atharvashirsha. Instead of Surya Atharvashirsha, they call it Surya Upanishad. Instead of Vishnu Atharva Shirsha, they call Narayana Upanishad. Instead of Shiva Atharva Shirsha, they say Shiva Upanishad. Instead of Devi Atharva Shirsha, they call Devi Upanishad or Shakti Upanishad. So also the name they use only Upanishad, but that actually these 5 are Atharva Shirsha. Coming from Atharva, of the same method is followed. Now, what are the subjects of Atharva Shirsha? The subjects of Atharva Shirsha can be divided. If you take any of these 5, whether it is Ganesha, Devi, Surya, Shiva or Vishnu, you can see that the same pattern is followed. The entire Upanishad is divided into 3 kanda. There will be 3 parts, whether it is Ganesha Atharva Shirsha or Devi Atharva Shirsha or Narayana Upanishad, everything. The first part is known as Jnana Kanda, the part dealing with knowledge, Jnana Kanda. The second part is known as Upasana Kanda, the part where Upasana is emphasized. Third is known as Phalashrutihi. So this is the same pattern, all these 5 Upanishads. First we are talking about Jnanam, knowledge. Second about Upasana, spiritual practices. Third is about the Phalashruti. So this is the same pattern you can see. Now when we think about Jnanam, Jnana, knowledge, can be divided into different sections. One is known as Parajnana, the knowledge about absolute. Another is known as Aparajnana, the knowledge of transactional life. Okay. Third is known as Devata Jnana, the knowledge of Devata. So what is Paramarthika Satya? What is Vyavaharika Satya? What is Devata Tattva? These are the 3 kinds of knowledge said in this Atharva Shirsha Upanishad. What is the absolute knowledge? What is the transactional truth? Or what is the knowledge about Devatas? Devata Jnana. These are the 3, knowledge dealt in all these 5 Upanishads. Then comes Upasana, Upasana Kanda. What is Upasana Kanda? Upasana Kanda tries to tell us how to do the Upasana. Means how we should meditate upon our Ishtadevata. Now, if you take Ganesha Atharva Shirsha, you will see that how to meditate on Ganesha. What is the Bija Mantra of Ganesha? What is the, different ways to worship Ganesha? This all, so mantra, dhyana, then Gayatri, Ityadi. Whatever we need for Upasana, all those things are revealed as the part. So, Devata Jnanam, what is Devata? Mantra Jnanam, what is the mantra? Upasana Jnanam, how to practice them. These are all there in the Upasana Kanda. Then comes Phalashruti. Phalashruti means if we take up this Upasana, what is the result? Prayojanam anuddishya na mandobi pravartate. Even a foolish fellow will not act without seeing what is the result. So, Upanishads try to tell us what will be the result. If we take up this Upasana, what will happen? What will we gain? So, that is known as Phalashruti. Okay. So, these are the different, if you take any of these 5 Upanishads, you will see the same pattern. That's why these are all known as Atharvashirsha Upanishad. So, now, as the part of this camp, we are going to learn Devi Atharva Shirsha. We are going to learn Atharva Shirsha Upanishad. Okay? So let us, I think in your paper it's not given. Any of this Atharva Shirsha's Shanti mantra is Bhadram Karne Bhishrunuyama Devaha. Okay? It's not there. So I will chant, please just repeat, and then we'll come to the Upanishad. Many of you might know, but just Bhadram Karne Bhishrunuyama Devaha. Bhadram Pashyemakshabhiryajatraha. Stirairangaihi Tushtuvagam Sastanubhihi Vyashema Devahitam Yadayuhu Swastina Indro Vruddhasravaha Swastinah Pusha Vishwavedaha Swastinastarkshyo Arishtanemihi Swastino Brihaspatir Dadhatu. Om Shanti Shanti Shantihi. Shri Devi Atharva Shirsha. I will chant, please repeat. Om Sarve Vai Deva Devi Upatastuhu Kasitvam Mahadeviti. Om Sarve Vai Deva Devi Upatastuhu Kasitvam Mahadeviti. Most of our Upanishads are in the form of a dialogue. Take most of the Upanishads, other than Ishavasya, etc. There will be a teacher, there will be a Shishya, the Shishya asks some questions and the teacher answers. So, that is the dialogue, there is a methodology of the Upanishad, is more of a dialogue methodology. Somebody asks a question, like Gita everywhere. So, here also, this Upanishad is also in a form of this, Samvada Rupa Shrutihi. Samvada Rupa means a discussion between someone. Okay. Here, who is the Shishya, who is the person who asks the questions? That is Devaha themselves. Generally, some rishis, some people, etc., are the one who puts the question, the disciples. But here, the disciples are none other than Devaha. All the Devatas together. Sarve Vai Devaha. All the Devatas together. Devim Upatastuhu. Approached Devi. Sri Jagadambika was there. They wanted to know, something. So they all approached Sri Bhagavati. Sarve Vai Devaha, all the Devatas, indeed, once upon a time. This why is to show that once upon a time, we say, in all the English folk stories, etc., also once upon a time, like that. Why? Once upon a time, Sarve Devataha, all the Devatas, Devi, they all approach, Upatastuhu, they went near Jagadamba. They went to their mother and then they asked. What they asked? Kasitvam Mahadevi. Oh Mahadevi, who are you? See, most of the time, we know that each other. We ask, who are you? I am from this place. Okay. Sometimes I myself wonder, we actually do not know with whom we are living also. There could be a person who is a great singer, or a person who is a great composer, could be a person who is a very great artist, or a dancer, but we do not know. By just looking at a person, we will not know. Okay, so when that desire comes to know about a person, then we should approach that person and then we should ask him, who are you? Then they will say their name and no, I don't want to know about name, etc. Of course, that's okay, but actually who are you? Kasitvam Mahadevi. See, Devadas are asking. It is not that they do not know about Devi. Of course they know. But they want to know who is this Jagadamba truly. Okay, what is the true nature of Jagadamba? What is your true nature? I want to know. Kasitvam Mahadevi. I want to know your true nature. So, Devi looked at them. Because when people ask questions, we should understand that from which level this person is asking. Sometimes somebody asks you, who are you? They just want to know about your, nature. Don't tell them, Aham Brahmasmi and all that. When somebody asks you, who are you? Aham Brahmasmi. Huh? You will think that you are a mad person. Because, they just want to know, what is your name, what is your profession, from where are you coming. So, Devi looked at them. Okay. Is they asking by name, etc.? No. She understood that they are not just asking. Sometimes people ask questions just for asking. They actually do not want to hear, They have their own, pre-notions are there. They know that. Once I was traveling somewhere, somebody took me in a car and then he asked me about Karma Siddhanta. Okay. So I was a brahmachari and I got a chance to, speak to people about all this. Generally, we don't get much, chances about. So I was so happy and I started to explain to him. Almost 45 minutes I was talking to him without stop. And we were almost reaching where we are going. So that person told me, oh Brahmacharji, you said very well. I have asked this question to Swami Chinmayananda also. So they are asking just to either to test you how much you know, or just they want to ask some question, some conversation, instead of just sitting in the car silently. So Devi looked at them, whether they are just asking just like that or actually then Mother understood that they are asking because they really want to know. Okay. So, Sa Abravid Aham Brahmaswarupini. See, this is the methodology. We are all now writing, many of you are teachers or, the methodology of teaching. How to teach. The modern methodology or the methodology now what we adopted and then we follow, the Western methodology is from gross to subtle. They talk to us about so many things, this and that, and then slowly they will take to the subtle thing. But in Indian methodology, the first is tell the subtlest, the greatest. You read Bhagavad Gita, second chapter, what is the first thing he says? If you read the Gita, second chapter, just the beginning itself, he says that Najayate mriyadeva kadachit nayam kudaschinna babhuva kaschit ajo nityasya ashwadoyam purana mahanyade hanyamane sharire. That's what the highest knowledge is given in the first 10-15 verses. Why? Because suppose among the Shrotas, if there is Adhikari Purusha, they don't have to waste their time. The highest knowledge is given to them. Now they can go. Now if any of you are satisfied, that's it. Aham Brahma Swarupini. Devi says, who am I? I am none other than Paramatma. See, it's a very tricky thing. We always use any religion. Now some things are happening, but any religion of this world, they always talk about God as masculine. He, Ishwaraha. Ishwara is a Pullinga word in Sanskrit. But in India, the supreme truth is not masculine or feminine, it is neutral. The word Brahma is Napumsakalinga. There are two words, one is Brahma, another is Brahma. There are two things, they are not one. Brahma as Napumsaka is the supreme truth. And Brahma is masculine, that is creator. A Devata and Tribhurtis, Devata. So here, but generally, in human mind, I do not know why, maybe because of our training or because of whatever, a patriarchal society and all that, maybe because of that, we always tend to think about God as He. Very interesting. You have to think about, if you think from the Abrahamical religion like that, Christianity and Judaism and Islam, etc., they are very much against the form of God. Actually, they do not believe that there is a form for God. But you read Torah or Quran or Bible, in order to indicate God, they always use masculine. He. When a God is Saguna Nirakara, when there is no Akara, how can you call somebody he or she? The he and she comes when there is a form. There is no form, how can we call somebody he or she? That's why he, she, it, everywhere you should say. You should not say he. Now, the new Bible is coming. Everywhere, wherever God is there, he has to say he, she, it. Then only that is politically correct. So here it's not political correctness or anything. He says, who is this Jagadamba? I am none other than Paramatma. Aham Brahma Swarupini. In Lalita Sahasranam also, Parabrahma Swarupini. So what we call as Lalita Tripura Sundari, although we call again Sundari, but actually in the essence, Parabrahma itself, we want to see Parabrahma as in a feminine form, we call that as Shakti. Shakti means not the power, as Lalidambika. Or if you want to see that Parabrahma in a masculine form, we call that as Shiva. Please understand, Shiva and Shakti are not two. Shiva and Shakti is one itself. In the absolute sense, the one supreme truth, when somebody wanted to see it as in a masculine form, we call it Shiva. When somebody wants to see it in a feminine form, we call the same truth as Jagadamba, Adiparashakti, Lalita Mahatripura. So here starts with Aham Brahmaswarupini. I am that supreme truth which is known as Brahman. Now in our Indian understanding, the Ishvara can be understood in three levels. One is known as Nirguna Nirakara, without attributes, without form. That is known as absolute truth, which we call as the Brahman. Then comes the next stage, Saguna Nirakara. Attributes are there. He is Sarvajna, Sarveshwara, he is omnipotent, omniscient, he is Sarvavyapi and all that. That is Guna. So saguna, gunas are there, but nirakara, there is no akara, there is no form. Such a saguna nirakara aspect is known as Ishvara. Now, from there, saguna sakara tattva, the same Ishvara, same truth appears with guna and form. We call then that Devata, Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwara, Lalitambika, no, all those Durga. These are all the same truth expressing as Saguna Sakara. So, who is Devi? Absolute Nirguna Nirakara level Parabrahma. Now, as Saguna Sakara, who is she? She is Ishvara. That's why the next word is Mattaha Prakriti Purushatmakam Jagade Shunyam cha Ashunyam cha. Says Mattaha, from me, Mattaha Prakriti Purushatmakam Jagat. This entire universe manifested from me. Now the manifestation, the creation, the sustenance, etc. are under Ishvara, not under Brahman. Nirguna Nirakara Brahma is neither creator nor sustainer. When the Nirguna Nirakara Brahma takes up Sagunatva, then it becomes Ishvara, and Ishvara is the creator and sustainer. Always we should understand. So when I say Aham Brahmasmi, I am not telling that I am Ishvara. We cannot become Ishvara. We can't even create one iota of something, one dust. Create one dust. We can't. So then what kind of Ishvara? See, Aham Brahmasmi doesn't mean we are Ishvara. Okay, that is something. So as Ishvara, now first he said, Paramarthika level, Aham Brahmaswarupini. Now he says, I am Ishvara also. As Ishvara, Mattaha, from me, Prakriti Purushatmakam Jagat. This entire universe manifests from me as Prakriti and Purusha. And Shunyam cha Ashunyam cha. No, that which is Shunya and Ashunya, manifested and unmanifested, everything is from. We listen to them, the other portion, or in detail tomorrow. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om.